What's going on, y'all? We back with another video. When we got another video about the gods again. I had to do another one. This time we got the Norse gods. I did the Egyptian, I did the Greek. Now I had to do the Norse gods. Now we're gonna check out the top 10 Norse. Let me know y'all favorite Norse gods. I know y'all probably gonna say Thor, since he like the most notable talked about. I'll just go into the video and see.
Get ready to cross the Rainbow Bridge into Asgard. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top
Norse
10
god.
Norse gods.
If the binding proved magical, Fenrir would take the hand. Tyr agreed.
For this list,
might have to
we're
say
ranking
Thor.
the most famous gods from the world of Norse
the most talked
mythology.
about one
That is to say,
that
the
we know.
formative fables and tales which hail from such countries as Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. We'll be considering both tribes that make up the Norse pantheon, from the more familiar Aesir to the gods of fertility, wisdom, and foresight of the Vanir.
Uller. Reserved, secretive. Uller does not represent the tankard-downing, boast-bellowing contemporaries of the Norse pantheon, but pays respectful tribute to glory in all its forms.
Number 10. Bestla. Bestla is
Bestla.
proof that even the Allfather has to have an origin. Little is known about her other than her marriage to Bor and her role as the mythical mother of Odin and his brothers Vili and Ve. In fact, she receives very little mention in the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda, the collections of ancient Norse poems and legends that make up much of Norse mythology. However, scholarly theories abound regarding her connections to other mythical beings, including one hypothesis about her possibly being the cousin of Mimir, a deity whose severed head gives Odin wisdom and knowledge. Yep, Norse myths can get a little weird. Number 9. Ur.
Winter, tabake.
What do you do when your stepdad is Thor, god of thunder? If you're Ur, you become the patron saint of skiers. Yep, you heard that right.
I remember playing with that
Ur
one.
is the product
Smart.
of Sif, eventual wife of Thor, and an unnamed father, and seems to have at one time been pretty important based on poetic and archaeological evidence, though not much survives.
Other gods might use the opportunity to abuse the power, but Uller's rule is merely an extension thereof, so much so that only the innermost circle even know that Odin is gone.
Even today, he's often prayed to for the safety of skiers. Skiing, hunting, archery, and shields may not be
played
as
the
glamorous as
ski
Thor's thunder
trip
and
was
lightning
good.
theatrics, but it was apparently enough for the god to appear in the New Zealand fantasy series The Almighty Johnsons, about a group of reincarnated Norse gods. Way to go, Ur.
I told you, I'm Ul,
Who is all when he's at home?
god of the hunt, among other things.
Number 8. Heimdallr.
Check that out.
Welcome to Asgard.
This guardian of Bifrost,
I
the
like him.
rainbow bridge that connects the human world of Midgard with the god's realm of Asgard, is not a deity with whom to be trifled. Heimdallr, born of 9
Heimdallr.
mothers, yes, 9, has teeth of gold, as well as both super sight and hearing. It's the role of Heimdallr, or the modern
That's a weird
Heimdall,
saying.
to sound the mighty Gjallarhorn, to signify the
Didn't
beginning
hear
of Ragnarok,
Marvel
the
movies so much.
foretold Armageddon of Norse myth.
We are all dead. Can you not see it?
It's during this time that Heimdallr and the trickster god Loki are destined to kill each other.
Now that I am king, and I say for your act of treason,
Weird.
you are
Everything
relieved
about it.
of your duties as gatekeeper, and no longer citizen of Asgard.
Then I need no longer obey you.
Until that time, it's Heimdallr's duty to stand guard at Bifrost, where he watches and waits. Number 7. Tyr.
My king,
Tia.
the mortal has been taken.
Law,
Why is he
wisdom,
saying like
and
that?
justice. These are the ideals that Tyr
That's right saying, or-
represents
I
within
don't
the
know.
Norse pantheon.
Reading
This
it.
god is described as being the son of either Odin or the giant Hymir, depending on the source. He's no pushover in either incarnation, fighting fierce battles alongside his fellow Asgardians.
That's a great game to face,
Human
you know.
warriors often dedicated their weapons to Tyr, in the
About
hopes that
all
the
the
god
different
might
gods
bless
and
that
stuff.
weapon with power and help them in battle.
Will your gods help?
They will. Sure, as always.
I know Tyr will help us.
Norsemen further celebrated his name by offering a day of the week, Tuesday, in his honor. The god would later find tragedy, however, losing his right hand during the binding of the vicious wolf Fenrir. Number 6. Hel.
I remember doing that
You
in the
can
game.
probably guess what this goddess
Valhalla.
is in charge
Assassin's
of
Creed.
based on her name alone.
Submission, we gotta time it with the ropes. Feel good on bitten off.
Just as other cultures like the Greeks and the Romans have a god of the underworld, Hel acts as the guardian of the dominion with which she shares her name, located in the realm of Niflheim. Hel also happens to be the daughter of Loki and possesses a devious intelligence and charisma not far removed from her infamous father.
One half of her is dead and looks very, very bad, and the other half of her is beautiful.
Indeed, this goddess's reputation precedes her as a fearsome ruler, and she's not someone any mortal or god would want to have as an enemy. Number 5. Baldur. There's a wealth of tragedy behind the Asgardian brothers Baldur and Hodur.
Jesus, Ty.
It's the death of the kind and benevolent Baldur that serves as one of the events that kickstarts Ragnarok, thanks to a devastating bit of treachery at the hands of Loki. You see, Baldur was almost invulnerable after his mother, Frigg, made everything in the world promise to do him no harm. Unfortunately, she didn't make Mistletoe take this same oath, and Loki discovered Baldur's one weakness. He then crafted a spear, or arrow in some sources, and tricked the blind Hodur to send the fatal blow into Baldur's heart. Loki's mischief proves very real and very fatal for the Asgardians, causing them to suffer the rare loss of one of their own. Number 4. Freyja. Fierceness, thy name is Freyja. This formidable Norse goddess has been associated with many things, including love, sex, fertility, and war.
I dislike doing this as much as you, but if it's not done now, it gets trickier. Doesn't it?
She welcomes deceased warriors into her home of Folkvanger, while others are sent to the mead halls of Valhalla. What's more, Freyja has been known to engage in bitter battles of words with such gods as Loki, against whom she harbors particular ill will. Though she does bear many similarities to the Roman goddess Venus, she boasts some awesome attributes of her own, including a pet boar named Hiltisvini and a magnificent chariot pulled by cats. If that doesn't deserve an internet meme, we don't know what does. Number 3. Loki.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
To describe Loki's relationship with other Asgardians as complex would be an understatement.
I was a king. The rightful king of Asgard. Betrayed.
Loki's standing as trickster and shapeshifter is well documented within the ancient poems and Norse legends, but at times he fights with and against the Asgardians.
Loki, this is madness.
Is it madness? Is it? Is it?
The severity of his pranks varies depending on the source, though a trick of his does lead to the death of a god, earning him a particularly gruesome punishment. He's shackled with the innards of his son Natty as poison drops onto him from above. Don't worry though, Loki will be set free at the time of Ragnarok. When that happens, the world shall end. Gods shall die, and water shall sweep the earth, leaving only two to repopulate the world and start anew. Number 2. Odin.
Oh, great Odin's raven.
He is the All-Father of Asgard, and the one-eyed old man who sees it all. Odin possesses divine wisdom and a fierce temper, smiting down his enemies while riding upon his 8-legged steed known as Sleipnir. He remains one of the few Norse gods whose legacy has endured, with wide-reaching commercial appeal, especially thanks to his portrayal by Anthony Hopkins in Marvel's series of Thor films.
You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy. You are an old man and a fool.
He's even captured a special place within the hearts of gaming fans thanks to his appearance in the Final Fantasy series of RPGs. Yeah, we think Odin's pretty badass too. Before we reveal our number 1 Norse god, here are some honorable mentions.
Like, they ain't show him doing nothing in the movies. That's why I kinda hate it. Even though it's about Thor, this should at least show some of his great power. He really didn't do much but talk.
Number 1. Thor.
Hello?
This god of thunder is probably the best known Asgardian of Norse mythology, thanks to his reputation not only as a pillar of strength, but also of fertility and healing. He's known as a supporter of Midgardian humanity and as the most fearsome god in battle, in part thanks to his hammer Mjolnir, which can conjure up lightning bolts and thunderclaps with a mere swing. Thursday is named in his honor, and his Marvel comic book and cinematic representations are beloved by millions. So, it's no wonder Thor is our #1 pick for the most epic Norse god.
They should do more Thors movies. Marvel should make another.
Do you agree with our list? Which Norse god do you feel deserves top honors?
I cannot give you my blessing.
That was a pretty cool video, man. I love all the Norse mythology too. Y'all let me know y'all favorite Norse god, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.